Good morning, grade 12s. Yeah, this is a bit unusual for me to teach through Discord. I hope that all of you can hear me. I'll just hear from Juffrou van Damme if you can hear me. I hope everything is going well. Just a few things quickly. Please, all of you must you must sit on the seat allocated to you. Do not move around, please. Then I just quickly want to talk to you about the background of what will happen now for the rest of the year. We're going to complete the PAT grade 12s. Then on the PAT, there are two things they removed. The first thing is the website. The first thing is the website. The second thing is also the access database, access database. I just want to make it clear to you that you'll write exam on these topics. It's only for the PAT purposes to make it shorter so we have enough time. Then another thing that's important is the tests that will be written this term. It's going to be one practical and one theory test. And then the only thing that still will count is the trial exam that I will mark, and then you're going to write the end of the year exam. So for now, what I want us to do, I want you to go to Arno PC. I want you to go to my desktop. I want you to go on the desktop. You'll see there's a folder called desktop. I've opened up mine now. If you can see it on the big screen. Inside that there are numerous files. I want you to please copy for me PAT-CAT 2020 to your folder. So you're going to right click on PAT-CAT 2020. You're going to go to your desktop. You're going to go into your folder. You're going to right click and you're going to paste. Okay. If you have done that, I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. Then I will start with the PAT. Okay, I'm just going to give you a few seconds. Just please check for me if you can access Arno PC, and then if you can copy the PAT-CAT 2020 folder to your folder. So you'll go into Khadim 2020, you'll go in there, and then you copy and paste it just simply inside that folder of yours. Please, I don't want to go and search for your stuff on the computers. Montejo, you will not be able to chat back with me, otherwise there will be an echo on the sound. Ek gaan nou vir julle die mic answer, dan kan julle gou met my terugpraat, maar vir nou laat ons net eers so probeer. Okay. I assume that all of you have copied that content into your folder by now. I know it's a bit big, so it can take a bit of a while. Let's just quickly see. 130 megabytes. Yeah, I'll give you a few more seconds. Just while we are waiting, grade 12s, I'll ask you again. I already did research for you, so all the stuff that we have in here is already, all the research is done for you. You need to read and put it in your own words. You'll see. I'll explain to you now quickly what I want from you. I'm just gonna say it again. I see that people are still busy copying. Just remember, there's no website and there's no access in your PAT for this year 2020. It's important that you just remember that it's still going to be asked in the exams. Grade 12, I'm still waiting. I know that it's 190 megabytes and it takes a while to copy. I just want to say, I know that we worked out in front. We are quite ahead with our work. So what I want to do is, for now we're going to finish the PAT. I want to finish it within a week, 2 weeks maybe. Yeah, 2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks to be safe. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is we're going to do practical work. Because I don't know, maybe the school will close again. I don't know. At least then you have revision on practical. But the first 10 minutes of each period I'll use to discuss one topic of theory, especially the new content. Okay, let's quickly see. I hear that all of you are done copying. I want you to open up computer application PAT grade 12 2020 learner guides. I'm going to run with you through this. I'm not going to read everything, it will take a long time to read everything. Let's just go down. Just quickly, here on this page, on page 6, you don't need to go with me, you just listen. This phase 2, remember, no access. Phase 3, no website. The total mark comes down, okay? Let's quickly see there the topics. Grade 12s. Before we're going to do the basics now, but I just want to emphasize this. We're going to do feeding schemes, the last bullet. Okay, I'm not going to do all the others. The feeding schemes, we're going to basically look on what is happening in our community, and do we have learners that have a need for feeding schemes? Are there people that are hungry? Let's quickly see. Now, before we start, I want us to create a folder structure. The first thing that is important, we're going to go into our, we're going to rename our folder. So you're going to go into your name, your surname initials. You're going to go just before Pat, you're going to type in your name and surname for me, please. It's Arno van Damme mine, Pat Cat 2020. That's the first thing that I want you to do. Okay, I just want to quickly close here. So we're going to have the Arno van Damme, Pat Cat 2020. Then you know the drill by now. We did it last year, we did it in grade 10. So what we're going to now do here is we're going to have a folder called information. We're going to have the phase 1. We're going to have the phase 2 and phase 3. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. Okay. So you're going to have the information, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. I'm going to give you a few seconds just to quickly create those folders. I can't, I'll give you a few seconds. While we are waiting again, we're going to just sort these into different folders. Okay, majority of that will go into information. The majority of that will go into information. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the content, and I'm just going to cut it, or you can right click on it, cut it, go into information and paste it inside there. Grade 12 by now, you know the drill. I'm not going to, it takes too long to explain everything. You should know this by now. So you see also here's a Pat Wise Smith example. You can also paste it or move it into information. Okay, if everything is there under information, then you'll have the information, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Okay, I hope all of you are there now. We did this, create a suitable folder structure. Okay, this is the part that we did now. Now we're going to create a word processing document. So what I want us to do is I want us to go into Microsoft Word, blank document. You know this also by now, grade 12s, it's nothing new. You are familiar with this. Okay, the first thing, create a report. Now start the report that will be used as a final product to communicate your findings and your conclusions. Don't worry if you are unfamiliar with some of the headings. You are simply putting together a skeleton or template or structure at this stage. You will add content to this report document through the course of the 3 phases of the PAT. The first thing, you must create a cover page. All of you know how to create a cover page, grade 12s. I'm not going to go into detail there again. I'm going to go to insert cover page, and then we're going to select any one of these cover pages. I just want to quickly just emphasize what should be on there is your name and surname, the name of the school, the subject, and the PAT topic, content control for the abstract. Okay, so you're going to go cover page. I'm going to select the face it. Okay, it will look like this. First thing that I'm going to add is your name and surname. So here you'll see my surname is here at the bottom, the author. In the author, I'm going to type in my name and surname. The name of your school, I'll prefer that we type it here in the, just let's see, the abstract. Let's see if we can add that quick parts, documentary properties. So let's just quickly see the parts, documentary properties. Then we make it company. Companies here at the back now. Quick Pause Documentary Company. There's company now, sorry. Grade 12s. Again, I'm not going to be that strict on this. I just want you to know how we add these controls. The controls, we basically go to insert quick pause and then we click on documentary properties. If you can't select it, just make sure your mouse cursor is flickering somewhere and then try to insert it. You'll see you'll be able to do that. The company I'm going to call Barkley East High School. Again, I'm going to emphasize this. If you can't insert the company, you can insert it in the other document titles. It's not that big of an issue, as long as it's there. The subject name and the PAT topic. So here I'm just going to call it CAT, and I'm going to make the subtitle. The PAT topic is going to be feeding schemes. Again, I want you to follow me, please, because oh, there's the company now at the bottom. I just want to delete this one. Okay. So I have there my name and surname, the name of the school, the subject name and the PAT topic, a content control for the abstract. So here on the abstract, I'm going to just type a short brief description about this PAT. So for instance, I'm going to type in here the need for feeding schemes within Barkley East. A short description on what the PAT topic is about. It's going to be on the need for feeding schemes within Barkley East, how we can ensure no learner are hungry. Okay, this is just my abstract. You type it in your own words. I'm going to give you a few seconds just to complete the cover page. Okay, the cover page. Again, things that should be in there, I'm going to repeat myself. It's going to be your name and surname, the name of the school, the subject name and the PAT topic, a content control for the abstract. Okay, if you are not familiar or happy with the abstract now, you can leave the abstract. We can type the abstract later on. Okay, we can type it later on. It's no problem if you want to type it later on if you are not very sure yet. You see, As we read through the content, the work will become much easier. You'll understand it, okay? So that is number 2, done. Okay? Okay, so that is our first part, the cover page of your Word document. You must please make sure you save your Word document, okay? Make sure you save it inside phase 1. You can either just call it phase 1 or you can call it report, okay? Because this document will basically copy and paste into phase 3's document, and we'll have our discussion and analysis in phase 3. So basically what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set up the table of content, or we're going to give this document or this report a good structure now. Now the basic things that we're going to use here is the following. You need to add the following provisional headings. So I'm going to take all of these headings and I'm just simply gonna put it inside here. Okay, so I'll have the table of content, table of figures, introduction, task definition, focus question, discussion and analysis, findings, conclusion, bibliography, and appendix. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do this as well, grade 12s. So basically what we did the cover page, okay, and then we're also going to do the table of content, or let's call it the basic structures of the PAT, or what the report should have inside it, okay. They just simply say to us there, while you are busy typing, note some headings will not have any content until phase 2 or phase 3. Okay. I hope all of you are still with me. I'm going to give you a few minutes just to also put this table of the table of content, the main headings. I want you to also just quickly type it. You can either copy and paste it from the PAT document on page 13, like I did here now, or you can simply just retype everything. Okay. These are the headings that we will have. Okay, grade 12s, maybe I'm a bit too fast, but I'll give you a few minutes at the end of this just to quickly catch up on where you are behind. Okay, I don't know if someone has a cell phone there, maybe you can just WhatsApp me if I'm going too fast or too slow. I don't want to activate the mic on your side, otherwise there will be a huge echo on your side and it will not work. Okay, so maybe if there's someone that have a question or so, you can just quickly WhatsApp me if I'm too fast for you. Okay. Right. I ask you, grade 12s, while we are waiting for this, I just want to emphasize the importance of not being absent now, because now I'm also recording these clips, so I can share it with you on YouTube or so, but to me it's very important that you don't fall behind now, because this work that we will be doing now, this pad is 25% of your mark, and they made it actually very nice for us. It's straightforward, it's not that complicated. Okay, access and website takes a long time, so we have scored a bit. Right, the next thing that is very important, grade 12s, is what I'm going to do now. The reason why I'm saying this is because now we want to apply styles, and we want to insert page breaks, so each of these are on their own pages. But the problem will be if I apply styles to these headings like it is now. In between each style, it will carry on with that style. So what I want to do now is I'm going to put my cursor just after each one. I'm going to press enter twice. Okay, the same with table of figures, press enter twice. Introduction, press enter twice. Task definition, enter twice. Focus question, enter twice. Discussion and analysis, enter twice. Findings, the same thing. Conclusion, the same thing. Bibliography, the same thing. Appendix, the same thing. Even if it goes on to the next page, don't be worried too much, okay? The spacing for me is quite important here, because this will be the original style. It will be the normal style, while we only want to change the headings, that style of the headings. Okay, underneath the headings we don't want it to change. So all of you have pressed enter there. What we're going to do now is I want you to quickly create your own style. We're going to use, I want you to take, we can have take this into consideration. We're going to have maybe subheadings. Okay, so you can use heading style 1 and 2 and 3 maybe, but what I want us to do is also just to also practice the practical work within the pad. Okay, so what I want us to do, I will prefer if you do this, it's up to you. Okay, if we create a new style. Okay, I'm just gonna call my style the pad headings, or pad heading 1. Okay, and I'm gonna make it this font size a bit bigger, and I'm gonna change the color to something that you like. It's up to you. Okay, but the important thing is, please, you can name it anything you like to. There's no problem if you want to call it something else, but we're going to use, remember, the thing that goes hand in hand with styles is your table of content. The styles that you apply in your document will be linked to your table of content. Okay, grade 12, you can also go to format. You can also change the font type. Okay, it's up to you. You can change the before and after spacing. You can change the indentation. As long as you created your own style for me. That's what's important to me, okay? As long as you have your own style. So I'm going to create 3 styles, okay? So the first one is pad heading 1. The next one I'm going to also call pad heading 2. The next one I'm also going to call pad heading 3, okay? Just quickly, if there's a new style and it must update automatically, just remember this tick. Also in a one question paper this was asked, okay? So there's my first heading. Now I'm going to create another heading. I'm just going to, for explaining again, I'm just going to make it normal, okay? It's no problem. We're going to change it later on. I'm just going to call this pad heading 2. Heading 2. And I'm just going to make the font size a bit smaller than the original one, the heading 1. So, the font we used here was Arial. Remember, we get marks for the font. I just quickly want to see. We used Arial, so we keep using Arial here. Okay, we keep using Arial here. And I'm just going to change the heading 2. I'm going to make a bit darker green. I can also change the alignment. I also can change the spacing before and after. I can also change the indentation. You can even insert a border around it. Okay. In the exams, grade 12s, this they like to ask. Borders, font, paragraph, tabs, numbering, text effects. So keep that in mind. So that is my second heading, heading 2. Then I'm going to create my third heading, and I don't think we need to go further on in headings. Okay, if it later on pops up, we need to add a third or fourth or a fifth heading, we can do so, no problem. Okay, this heading I'm just going to make smaller than the previous one, so I'm going to make it 12. Also going to be Arial. You can put in a border around it, doesn't matter to me. It's for me that I want that I want to emphasize is the fact that I want us to practice. Okay, I want us to practice. So for my heading 3, I have a border around it, and I'm just gonna just click on normal again. Okay, so all of this still have a normal heading, a normal style. Okay, so I don't want us to apply any style yet. You'll see we're only gonna use pad heading 1 now. As soon as we go further on, we're going to use heading 2. If we insert the structure of the folder structure, we're going to insert heading 2. Okay, so for now we are happy with the headings. So I've created my headings here on the right hand side. So what I want to do now is I want these headings to be on their own pages. Okay, so that it's not I don't use enter, okay, on the Word document. I want it to be on their own page. So what I will do is, the first heading is fine. It's the table of content. It's at the top. It's fine. We're going to put our cursor before table of figures. And now I just want to also go to layout, go to breaks. Then I just quickly want to run through the breaks again with you. You can insert a page break, but the problem with the page break, the normal page break, is that I can't customize my footer for each page. Are you with me? Or different sections. So in this case, I'll always use next page section breaks. The reason for that is because I can change at each changing interval. I can change the footer, I can change the page numbering, I can change the header. Okay, so I'm going to use next page for this one. So that's the table of figures. I'm going to put my cursor before introduction. Again, what I will do is breaks, and I'm going to say next page. I'm going to scroll down, task definition. I'm going to go to breaks, the same thing, next page. And that I'm going to do for each one of them. Okay, next page, each one of them. You see, next page. Conclusion, breaks, next page. Bibliography, breaks, next page. And then appendix, breaks, break, next page. Grade 12, this can change, okay? It's no problem. This is only for us for a basic structure, okay? So don't be too worried if it changes later on, there's no problem. Okay, now, sorry, I just went out there. I'm going to apply my styles here. Now what I want you to note here is that if I put my cursor here, you'll see it's still a normal style. That's what we want. Okay, so there are easy way. Highlight all of the headings, but don't hold down, don't click and drag. Click here on the left hand side, click once, so table of content is highlighted. Scroll down, holding control, table of figures. Scroll down, holding control, introduction. The same thing for all the headings, so we can have all the headings. Like I said, we're going to have maybe subheadings, but that we'll add in later. Okay, okay, and now what I will do is I will simply click on heading 1. You'll see what should happen is all your headings will now be heading 1. Okay, again, grade 12's gonna just emphasize this. I know I'm repeating myself a lot. Styles goes hand in hand with your table of content. So after we've applied the styles, we can simply insert the table of content. I'm not going to do it now, we're going to do it at the end. Okay, I just want you to know that your styles goes hand in hand with your table of content. Okay. It goes hand in hand with your table of content. They just say to us here, okay, I'm just going to give you a few seconds to do that. While you are still busy doing that, I'm going to read here an addendum under the heading appendix you create in your report with a diagram or a screenshot showing the folder structure, including any subfolders used for phase 1. Give it a suitable heading such as folder structure and paste the diagram or screenshot in the addendum. An addendum with declaration of authenticity that will be used during all the phases. So this next bullet I will do with you now. Just gonna give you, I don't want to go too fast, okay? So you have your table of content and all your headings there. What we're going to do now, we're going to do the next bullet. You must just say that if you're not with me and I'm too fast. Like I said, I will give you some time to complete this a bit later on as well. Okay. Addendum under the heading appendix you create in your report with a diagram or screenshot. Give it a suitable name. So what I'm going to do now is underneath appendix, appendices, I'm going to type in folder structure. I'm going to highlight folder structure and I'm going to make it heading 2. Okay, that is the first part. Important thing, I have my appendix or appendixes, and then I have the folder structure underneath that. So now you have the folder structure, you have highlighted, you have applied heading 2 to it, onto that, on this heading. What is important to me now is that you put your cursor underneath folder structure, and I want you to enter for me just once, so we have another space here. Okay, remember they subtract marks if there are blank spaces, but at the end we'll put on the show and hide, and then we'll remove those spaces later on. For now, I just want to have an extra space here. So if we insert something here and you need to click somewhere, there is another normal style that is available for you. For the folder structure, there are 2 ways that you can do it. The first one is to go to insert smart arts. That's the way that you can do it. The other way, the easier way for me, is to go to your folder structure. Go to your desktop, onto your, just give me a second, sorry, I just want to see here. Go onto your desktop, I just want to get to my desktop. Just want to drag this bigger bit. Okay. This is the easiest way for me to do this, is by using the down arrows in your Windows Explorer, okay, and with your down arrows in your Windows Explorer, you'll basically just do this. You click on the arrows, open up all of it, and there is your folder structure, grade 12s. Okay, so what I will use now is the sniping tool, and I'll just quickly snipe my folder structure. So there is my folder structure. Okay, I have the Arnold van Damme PAT, CAT 2020, information, phase 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just quickly redo it for you because I know there are some learners that will just say, Meneer, I don't understand, how did you do that? I want you to go to your file explorer. Okay, if you're on your file explorer, you'll see there on the left hand side there are arrows. So you'll click on desktop, you'll click on your folder, you click on PAT, and you simply just take a screenshot of these folders that is in your PAT folder and subfolders. Okay, using the sniping tool, there you have it. You simply copy it, and then you right click and you paste it on your Word document. Okay, okay, there it is. The folder structure done. Now if you have pasted it in there, I want you to just press enter once again, so you have at least 2 lines here, because we're going to use another line here now. Okay, the next heading, the next subheading there will be declaration of authenticity. And what I will do here is I will make it again heading 2. I'll put my cursor before it, I'll insert a break, and I'll insert it next section break. Remember, we want to use sections here, so it's important that you insert breaks that have section breaks. Okay. An addendum with the declaration will be used during all these phases. Now they tell us here, apply the word processing skills you have learned to produce a professional looking document. While you will only be formally assessed on these aspects after completing your report in phase 3. Take note of the style guides in addendum B. This will save you a lot of time and effort at a later stage. Save your report in a suitable subfolder in phase 1. Okay, now I just quickly want to go down. I want you to go to page 56, addendum C, declaration of authenticity. Okay, if you are on page 56, just crop this declaration also for me. Later on we'll print it, cut it out for me, copy it, and just paste it underneath declaration of authenticity. Just make sure if you put if you press enter after declaration of authenticity, that you click on the normal style so that the second line is not heading 2. Okay, again, just make sure if you put your cursor there, you'll see it's heading 1. If you press enter once, you'll see this next line will also be heading 1. Heading 2, sorry, heading 2. So there you'll see it's pat heading 2. If I put my cursor now there, it's also pat heading 2, and it should not be. Otherwise, it will mess up the table of content. Click on normal. You'll see the normal style will be applied again, and then click on paste. Okay. So this is the declaration we're going to fill in later on. Okay, next thing that we're going to do now. So you have your declaration there. You also have your folder structure there. Like I said, the folder structure, you can use smart art. It's just quite time consuming. If I go up, we're going to do the task definition now. All of you are familiar with the task definition. So what I want here, they are telling us here, to show that you understand why you are conducting the investigation, you must be able to define in your own words what you will investigate and what you are required to do. This is called the task definition. Now, your description should be added under the heading task definition, and it must provide a clear statement of the problem, the current situation, why you are doing this investigation, indicate the focus and the purpose of your investigation, give an overview which of the aspects will be investigated and covered, specify in broad terms how you will approach the task, that means how you're going to do it, and the last one, identify a realistic target audience for the final report that will be drafted. Okay, so they give to us guidelines here. Considering the guidelines above, use the following questions to help you to write your own task definition. What I want us to do is, I want us to copy and paste these in here into our task definition. We're going to remove it later on, but I want us just to have a clear guideline on what must be in the task definition. Okay, what is the current situation? Grade 12s, like I said, the main topic to us here will be the feeding schemes. I thought that is the quite easy one to research, as we have some feeding schemes within our community or within our schools. Okay. There's feeding schemes. Okay. So, if you look at the first one, what is the current situation? Grade 12s, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to type, but it can be something in this line. I don't want to give you the answers, okay? But we're going to look at the current situation the current situation within our community. Let us say there are a lot of learners that are hungry, they don't have enough food, that are struggling just to make ends meet, especially now within this COVID situation. So we're going to say here what the current situation are. There are lots of learners, people within the community that do not have any income, that cannot buy food, okay, that are hungry, or there are people that do not get the right nutrition. So that is the current situation within our community. Lots of learners that are underfed or doesn't follow a well-balanced diet. It can also be that there are lots of people that can't afford any food. Okay. the next bullet. So I'm not gonna write anything in here. You must write in what we're gonna research. I'm gonna explain to you now what I will also want you maybe to read first before you draw up your task definition. What will be the focus and the purpose of my investigation? The focus will be, we want to see how many people in the community do not have enough food, and the desired outcome will be to inform, let's say, the municipality, the schools, on the situation. Okay, we want to see, we want to give a report, maybe to the Department of Basic Education, saying, but in our community, these people don't have food. Can't we start a feeding scheme for people that are hungry? Okay, and then how will you go about the investigation, considering all the PAT requirements? This is again just how we will do the PAT. We're going to do it in 3 phases. You know the drill by now. Phase 1 is we're going to do some research. Okay, we're going to draw up a table. We're going to have 10 questions. We're going to use different sources to answer these questions. Phase 2, we're going to draw up only an Excel spreadsheet and a questionnaire that is going to be handed out to people in the community. And then the target audience will be, for us, it's going to be people that are hungry or people that don't have enough food in the house. And the target audience, we're going to give it to the schools or the Department of Basic Education. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. And this is where I want us to stop for today.